Hey, it's Free and welcome to this month's video blog episode of the Soul Grove. This month's topic is going to be about selfishness versus selflessness. And this is a very important topic. Like, comment, subscribe, and share if you really feel the message. You don't have to watch, please just listen. This was a special request. Please know that I'm always open to special requests from you and anyone else who wants me to discuss a topic and see how I really feel about it. I actually do research. I actually look up things, and I'll be sharing links in the bottom as well. So, per definition, selflessness, altruism is the opposite end. It's literally, per definition, one of the definitions is unselfish. But it's generally a person who shows disinterested and selfless concern for the well-being of others. So this type of person is usually sacrificing their own peace, their own well-being, their own happiness for the sake of other people to have it. To have their peace, their balance, what they want, what they need. And the definition of selfish is lacking consideration for others, concerned chiefly with one's own personal profits and pleasure. So as you can see, selfish has a very negative connotation. For me, most of my life, I feel like I've been more on the selfless side. I tend to be a people pleaser, and I've learned some really hard lessons from being a people pleaser. There are more takers in this world than there are givers. And unfortunately, takers can take. And if you do not set clear boundaries, if you do not say no for yourself, if you do not honor yourself, they will drain you of everything you have. And if you know how to tap into the reserve of energy, they will pull from that too, because you'll tap into that to make sure that they're okay. So what I personally have learned is that we have to be careful. Selfish, selfless, self-love. Self-love is that middle space, okay? To me. So for the self-love, let's talk about that, okay? You cannot do anything for anyone else. You can't help anyone else. You can't give love to anyone else if you are not taking care of yourself first. And if you know that you're a people pleaser, it's important to have someone in your corner close to you to help. First of all, help you stay on track. And remember, no, I can't keep giving everything away to everyone else. I have to make sure I take care of myself first and foremost. And secondly, and more importantly, someone that can help you say, oh, no, you're doing too much. Slow down. Did you think about that? Oftentimes, my experience has been when someone has called me selfish, which is probably one of the most offensive things someone can say to me. When someone calls me selfish, I definitely take it offensive, because I know that I give everything to people. But 9 times out of 10 when I was called selfish, it was because I was not giving that person something they wanted. I was not satisfying a need. I was choosing me over them. And so to me, the biggest difference, especially with self-love, because self-love creates balance. There's a balance between it. I had to really kind of find out, what is the difference between self-love and selfish? Where is that thin line there? Is it really a thin line? And it's not. To me, it's not a thin line. Self-love is an action taken with regard, concern, respect, and love towards other people. So you're not making an action just on how it affects you. You're taking an action based off of how it affects you and what you need, but also kind of like a compromise on how it may affect or impact other people. And I think that's a beautiful thing. And that's something that I've been learning to practice more. A couple of ways that one of these really great websites that I'll put down in the links in the description. Selfish versus self-love. Self-love fills and balances the person. Selfish is overindulgent and generally drains other people. Self-love radiates outwardly. When you have that love, it's like your love cup is full. You're just going to radiate and give love easily. It doesn't feel like a burden. It just comes off of you, right? But selfish channels inward. It's more of a constrictive type of energy where you're going more in mine, me. I don't care about anybody else. It's just me. It's just me. I'm the only one that matters. Compassion generally comes from self-love. Greed comes from selfish acts. So now that you understand, I was really curious about how to find a balance. Okay. One thing I've had to learn, it is not selfish, and don't let anyone ever tell you otherwise. It is not selfish to honor yourself and say no to something that you don't want to do. You know how many times I've said yes to someone and it's something that I didn't really want to do. I could feel it like, I don't really want to, but I feel like I need to, or I really need to go ahead and do with that person. And in the end, when I do things like that, they crumble. They don't go anywhere near how it's supposed to go. How I'm supposed to help that person, maybe I'm supposed to send them money, then I end up overdrawing the wrong account or something like that. Something crazy happens, and that's happened so many times. And they were lessons to let me know, don't do something that you don't want to do. Don't let anyone ever tell you otherwise. If it's going to benefit them more and hurt you more, don't do it, period. It is not selfish to set boundaries. You deserve to set boundaries, very clear boundaries, and say, this is for me. I need to make sure that you don't cross this line, because when you cross that line, it starts to drain me too much. And then I'm not taking care of myself. It is never selfish to honor yourself. It is not your responsibility to make other people happy. It's not your responsibility to satisfy everyone else's needs. You can never satisfy everyone else's needs anyway. Doing good for others is always supposed to feel good. So my marker to help me learn at first was, does this feel good? If I have a feeling of annoyance and frustration when you ask me to do something, I probably shouldn't do it, because that's letting me know that it does not feel good. And it's not going to feel good when I do it. I'm going to be angry the whole way through doing it. Very valuable lesson in that. Sorry guys, I went on a whole tangent. Okay. Something I read today that was like really impactful. It says, I will take care of me for you if you take care of you for me. It's not your responsibility to make anyone else happy. It is our own responsibility to make sure that we are happy. It is our own responsibility to make sure that we are taken care of. If you put that responsibility on someone else, you give them a lot of power over your life and over the experience that you have in life. That's why it's important that you make sure you take care of yourself first, so that you can help other people, but you never become dependent on anyone else. So the last thing I want to say, selfishness benefits self only. Self-love, which is, I'm not saying be altruistic, I'm not saying be selfless, because I don't really agree with that anymore. But showing your self-love benefits all. That's all I have for you today. I hope you've enjoyed this message. Nothing but peace, love, and light to all of you. I hope you're keeping safe and getting ready for this summer, because it's kicking up. Love and light. Mwah.